Good morning. It is Friday, May 26th, and we're going to be working on the second homework for the MLOps Zoomcamp. I'm recording this for my sake, also just in case anyone benefits from it. It'd be great. So, homework. What version of MLFlow are we running? That is 2.3.2. We got that from terminal. So currently running MLFlow in an Ubuntu image in EC2 right now. I was able to also in the Conda environment here, so I just did MLFlow version, and I'm running MLFlow version 2.3.2. Great. That's the first question. Next question, we're going to download, pre-process the data from here. We want January, February, and March. And then we're going to use the script preprocessdata.py located in the homework folder to process that data. So we're also going to do, we're gonna have to copy that over. We have access to that repo. But we want, what was it again? It was January, February, March 22. Green taxi trip records. So green for 2022. We got copy link address here. We're gonna create a folder called data since we know it's in there. We're gonna change it to data, and then we're just gonna do wget into that link. Should download. Just check it out. Great. Now we're gonna do that for both February. Oh no, wrong. Copy link address. Wget there. Now we should have January, February, great. And copy link address, wget. Awesome. We got January, February, March. Now go back to here, bring this over. Need to use the script preprocess data, so there's probably easier way to copy all this over. I'm honestly just gonna copy this file. Bring it here. We're in the homework. Utils. Throw it in there. Pre-process the I. Sounds good. Yeah, do. Yep. So we're going to run the script from the command line. That's what that's doing. We're going to give it the path to the data, and then we're going to give it an output path to where we want to actually save the file. So that's not hard. So I'm just going to write it actually instead of copying it, so I can change things as we go. Since I stuck it in another folder, I'm going to back out of that one. We should have data there now. Shouldn't. MLOps Zoomcamp. I might have put it in. I feel like I know what I did. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, that makes sense. CP utils. Let's do that. CP utils directory to utils. How's that not gonna work? I have to do it from VS Code. I'm not used to working in Linux. Yeah, I did. I threw it right in. There it goes. Okay, cool. I should be able to get back out. We see data and utils now, so now let's go ahead and do what he's doing. Here's Python. Utils pre-process data, because we got to give it a path, the homework file, raw data file, or raw data path, taxi data folder, so I just need to give it the folder name, data, and then dest path is going to be output. I don't have one called output, hoping he built the script. No such file or directory. What did I call it? Preprocess. Oh, right. I didn't call it preprocess data. I called it preprocess. So what happens when you just copy file, when you just write them over instead of pulling them from Git? Okay, let's check out our output. Awesome. What's the size of the saved dict vectorizer file? That's a fascinating size file Linux. ls, yeah, that makes sense. ls output. Was it the pickle? I'm assuming it was. Not ls. Stat. One 53660. Is that an option? Yeah, 153 is 153 megabytes, so yes, 154 MB. Back to Notion. Size of DV is 154 MB. Next up, train a model with autolog. We'll train a random forest regressor from scikit-learn on the taxi dataset. We've prepared the training script train.py for this exercise, which ought to be found in your folder from homework. The script will load the datasets produced in the previous step, train the model on the training set, and calculate the RMSE on the validation set. Your task is to modify the script to enable auto-logging with MLFlow, execute the script, and then launch the MLFlow UI to check that the experiment run was properly tracked. Sounds good. Here's our training code. Sounds good. Enable auto logging with MLFlow. Okay, where are we running it? We're running random forest regressor. I don't have MLFlow in here. It's using base conda. I want to move it over to my experiment tracking, because then it will. There we go. MLFlow dot random. Probably just do scikit-learn. Prolog. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget to wrap the training code with MLFlow start run. Don't forget, don't modify the hyperparameters of the model to make sure the training will finish quickly. What is the value of the max depth parameter? We've got our auto log. Why is it giving me an error? Expected function or class declaration after expected function or class declaration after decorator. Does that work? And MLFlow. Exit. Conda activate experiment tracking environment. 3. Import MLFlow. MLFlow.sklearn.autolog. Should work without doing it. Without doing anything else, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, it should work. I don't think I should have problems with it. We can run it. What is it looking for in the path though? Default is output, location. So if I run it, Python utils that still giving me an error on that though. Invalid syntax. Is there like, for why? Whatever. Looks like it's working. Encountered a warning. Setup tools are replacing disk. Okay, that's not a problem. What is the value of the max depth parameter? Well, now we need to run our long ass command. Well, actually, we should probably run MLFlow UI. Set the host, and then set the port, and it should pop up. Good. So we're gonna open up MLFlow now. This is gonna be, oh, it's my EC2. You need your public EC2 instance right here. You need that public IP address. Nope, not Elastic IPs. EC2. Ah, this is so dumb. I do everything as the root user, but then sometimes I do things as the non-root user. Yeah, okay. So I need to do this as the IAM user, not the root user. Ugh. Oh, there was an easier way to get to this because I've already set it for this session. It's okay. We're already doing this now. I'm sure I'll need to be here for some reason. No, I don't think I'm going to update based on the fact that I just did multi-factor. Okay, we're going to go into EC2. Should have the session, should have the instance. Yep. So lame. I don't know how to change that yet, or at least make it visible to the root user right now. Might be able to, might not be able to. Well, MLFlow's here, experiments here, great. And then we want to look at the depth. What was it? Max depth is 10. I got 10. That's good. It's always good when the option's available. Max depth 10. Launch the tracking server locally for MLFlow. I want to manage the entire lifecycle on this stuff. You'll need to launch a tracking server. This way, we will have to access to the model registry. In the case of MLFlow, you need to launch a tracking server on your local machine and select a SQLite DB for the backend store and a folder called artifacts for the artifact store. Yes, I'm happy to do that. This was in... Where did we do it? Yeah. This was actually not the remote tracking server. This one was still a local example. The scenario 3 used the remote tracking, and then that had the RDS for artifact. I had RDS for, what was it? Model stuff. I think it was model registry, and then S3 for artifacts. So this code, glad I saved it, is still local machine, which makes sense based on the path. We need to leave it running. So we're gonna get out of here. I don't know if I had to close that. That's also something I've struggled with. Did this ever error out? That never stopped. just kept going. Yeah, like from here, how to stop MLFlow from the terminal. Haven't figured that out yet. Open up a new tab. SSHN. Nothing crazy, but I do need to stop. Let's see. I wonder if it'll... I don't think it'll... It's not receiving input right now, though. Yeah, it's not. MLFlow, UI, stop. Wonder if I need to find that. Ugh, goodness gracious. Conda activate experiment tracking environment. MLFlow server, stop. People, what? Oh. But I don't have it running on the... It's not working. Oh well. It's fine. It's not a big deal. What was it again? We want to be tracking... Yeah. Artifacts and a folder called artifacts. We'll just call it artifacts. And then we want a SQLite backend DB. Okay, that should work. Nope, see, because it's in use. I'll just change it to 5002 and we should be fine. Yep, it worked. All right. Now let's try to reduce the validation error by tuning the hyperparameters of the random forest error using Optuna. We've prepared the script, HPO, for this exercise. Your task is to modify the HPO script. I hope people know how to code in this course. I'm going to go back to VS Code. I'm going to go back to utils. We're going to do one. HPO, is that what it was called? It's a weird name. Okay, there's that. Okay, what are we doing? Make sure validation RMSE is logged to the tracking server for each run of the hyperparameter optimization. You need to add a few lines of code to the objective function and then run the script without passing any parameters. Okay, let's check out our code. We need RMSE logged to the tracking server for each run. If we look at this, I see things are not being I feel like this doesn't need to be. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Validation RMSE is logged to the tracking server. And we're predicting on xval. Okay, let's go back to one of our examples where we log something. Log metric. The list of the hyperparameters are passed to the objective function, so we need two things. But, I mean, one of them is we need MLFlow log metric. So we need to add here. We need to add with MLFlow.start run. Everything in here goes up one level. I don't have MLFlow. I don't have Optuna. I need to get Optuna. Got it. Okay, notice we're in the virtual environment. That's super important. Man, I gotta go. Going to the beach today, so I want to make sure this gets done. After that, open UI. No, sorry, where am I at? Open UI. Explore runs in the experiment. But again, list of hyperparameters and RMSE. So I've got my MLFlow start run. Here I need to MLFlow log metric RMSE, and that's on the validation, right? Because one thing we could mess up is doing it on doing a training RMSE. I mean, you need to add a few lines of code to the objective function and then run the script without passing any parameters. Okay, yeah, we're in the objective function. That makes sense. And then the list of hyperparameters, so we need to MLFlow.log params. Should it work? What's the best validation RMSE you got? Well, let's assume that's gonna work. Because we're at the start run, we're at the log metric, the log params, and it's optimizing. And right, we're in the objective function, which is where it's saying we were gonna need to do this at, and not the run optimization function. That's how I know it's like up in this area and not down in this area, just because of the hint that it gave us. So we're going to run HPO, go to MLFlow, ls, cd, homework, ls, okay, Python, utils, hpo.py, see if it works. Because it said no parameters. That's good. Whenever it doesn't error out immediately. It's great to see. This is not the same MLFlow. I forgot to close it and open it back up. And here I did this. It's running on 502 now. So it really should just be as simple as doing 502, opening it back up, because I'm on the same EC2 instance. Only thing is I don't know if my EC2 instance is open to inbound requests at that port. So that would be something I would need to check. And maybe need to change because it's open at 501, which is why it's been working this whole time at 501, but now I'm loading 502 and it's like hung up. So that would be kind of my next, that's like my next idea, right? Is if that doesn't end up loading, change security groups. No, not change security groups. I'm gonna go here, actions, security. Why is it not in there? I just need to add an inbound rule. Okay, here's my security group, Launch Wizard 1. Launch Wizard 1, security group ID. This is what it's running on. Edit inbound rules. This is from earlier. What was it? It's just custom TCP is fine. 5002 and then 0000. All right, save. All right, now this aired out. We should be able to load it. Yep, we're good now. See, you just gotta allow it to accept the application running on port and 5000 is available. Why would it have set tracking URI? 5002. See, it said to run it without parameters, but because I'm editing things, it can't run without parameters. Okay, try it again. That's what we want. We wanted to see experiment name. Params are already logged. Wild. See how this goes. That's a weird error. What is it saying? Params are already logged. and estimators. Changing param values is not allowed. I haven't seen this yet. What would have happened? I'm thinking it has something to do with MLFlow start run, because it's giving me that error for the same run ID. So maybe I needed to start run probably somewhere else. That might not have been the place to do it, if at all. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna move everything back down. I'm gonna run it again. Okay, so we're still not loving this. Why does this one ran? But it's definitely not optimizing, right? So what's the best validation RMSE you got? So the reason I know it's not working is because it should be like optimizing, right? We should be running over it multiple times. Is it here? Because this is where the code actually gets run. I could see that being a place where it happens. See what's going on. MLFlow exceptions, rest exceptions, invalid parameter values. So what we're going to do now is we're going to search it really quick, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had this problem before. Interesting. Do I have like a mix of integers? Not everything should be logged. Changing param values is not allowed. How about that? MLFlow. Changing param values is not allowed. Yeah. I think you need an MLFlow run for every new batch of data. Yeah, that makes sense. So your parameters are logged independently for each new training. I have a set experiment up here with the URIs right now. We logged MLFlow start run, and we're logging parameters inside of an MLFlow start run. I mean, it makes sense, right? What it's saying, it needs to, and this is what we've been doing the whole time in the course too. I'm just trying to figure out where, I guess we haven't had this problem in the course, obviously. So it's not something that I've had to fix before. See, so they start run, like in this example, start run, log the parameters, train the model, get the metric, dump it out. I put an end run here because things are being weird, but we didn't normally have to use an end run. But that's when the model is already decided on, right? So what about this one? When? See, so this one, but it's because we used autolog on that one, so we didn't have to put everything inside of the with. Autolog's great, but it was Okay, here's one. We define the objective function, and with MLFlow start run is at the top of the objective function. That's a good example. Where's the homework? Train HPO. Let's try that. Just being at the start of the objective function. I could see that being an appropriate way to go. Ah! Golden. Alright, so we're going to go back to our MLFlow. Look at that. Oh, it's so many different runs. I just want one. Because now every time it ran the objective function, it created a different run. So that's why I was like, it has to be here. Let's try it again. Okay, so we got it running, and I think I understand. But like, I'm unsure as to why. I could see this not working again, and then we could just go back to how we were doing it. Did I have the return MSE in a really weird place last time? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Jeez. Yeah. So we get errors again. I feel like the return should probably... I mean, that's fine. Because the start run in the MLFlow doesn't need to return it. Okay, yeah. That's fine. It's an okay place. And then you go away. Man, I don't have time to debug that right now. These are all the runs, though. So actually, I just need... Yeah, actually, no, this is right. I'm being silly. Columns, I need to add on... What is it? RMSE, and then I need to sort by RMSE. Yeah, we're good. We're good. 2.45. Let's see what my options are. 2.45. Look at that. Absolute genius. Just kidding. For 2.45. Okay. Oh, jeez. Got a couple more questions left. Promote the best model to the model registry. Of course, we don't have to do that. The results of the hyperoperator are quite good, so we can assume that we're ready to test some of these models in production. In this exercise, you'll promote the best model to the registry. We prepared a script called register model. Yeah, you did. I saw it. Register model. Just raw. Give it to me. And utils. Model registry.py. Thank you. Which will check the results from the previous step and select the top 5 runs. After that, it will calculate the RMSE of those models on the test set and save the results to a new experiment called Random Forest Best Models. That makes sense. So this is like your test. You've done training and validation. Now you're doing test, and you're going to save those, and you're going to promote the best performance on test. But isn't that whatever? Your task is to update the script so that it selects the model with the lowest RME on the test set and registers it to the model registry. That's awesome. So right there, register the best model. We're going to go to some of the work that I've been doing on that, which is going to be so many folders. Close everything. Close everything. Models, preprocessor, module registry. Yeah, there we go. So I've done some work on that earlier. Register model. URI, right? So some of the stuff we've done with it. Close these out. Sure, save it. I don't want to lose anything that I've done. But part of this, so transition model version stage, register model, etc., etc. So we want to get the best run. So that client.search runs is helping us. Okay, and so search runs accurate though for, because some of the code they'd given us was like out of date. It was not good anymore. What even is... I shouldn't have anything in models, right? That's just, we're just gonna do a sanity check, yeah. Random forest, hyper-OPT, then an experiment. So we ran that one successfully, ran that one successfully, ran that one successfully. This is one we're on right now. So set experiment tracking URI. Again, I'm gonna fix that because that's gonna mess me up later. 5002, you put it 0. Random forest, hyper-OPT, random forest best model, so we've got that. Experiment name, SK, so we're on auto log. Train and log models, so we're loading the models. We've got data path. What is it? What is it saying the data path is? Data path, train and log model. Train and log model data path equals data path. Data path string. Okay. I've never seen this like @click thing before. But data's there, so it's fine. I don't know the output. It needs the output because it needs that train model. Good experiment name, search runs. Yeah. Before it was like, yeah. Search runs, experiment ID. Active only, top N, metrics, the RMSE is sending. So by that, we're pulling out the best run. It's literally just this, right? Run register model. Experiment. Just gonna copy, just essentially copying what he did. Experiment IDs equals experiment ID. Run view type equals view type active only. Metrics of RMSE ascending. And now this should give us, this should be best run. Now we're going to register the best run. But what did we do when we registered a model earlier? We searched runs, run by run ID. Remember this was something we did earlier. Experiment IDs filter string, like filters, run view type, max results. We did all that earlier. Tracking URI is important to have, but the MLFlow register model is really easy. If you know the run ID, do we know the run ID? Assume we do. And where did that run ID come from? That came from search runs run.info.runid. Because I search runs, best run. .info.runid should be the model URI should be runs that model, and then name equals experiment name. That should be it, because we're searching, we are identifying the best run. We're running search runs by getting the select the model. What is the experiment output? I wonder if it. Trying doing that. That sounds like it would be right. We're gonna run it because that feels pretty close. No concerns yet. Super behind with my day. I got up like a half hour late though, so that's why. Bad argument for type built-in operation. Interesting. Where's it happening at? Run register model. That's what we call it. Create registered model. What did it do over here though? Data went through. Okay, it didn't register the model, but it did run these, and so we did get our top. And we are able to, if you look at columns, or validation RMSE. No, I'm gonna test RMSE. Why is it being so slow? There it is. Is it all the same? It's weird. So, let's print best run and print that. This is definitely not best practice what I'm about to do. Something I'm doing is giving me the wrong info. So I am getting the run ID correctly. And it added more. But everything's getting the same test. I mean, it's probably right? Like everything should get. Unless I want to do max results 5 and then take the lowest. But it's already doing that. It's already... So I don't need this max results, ideally, right? Like... MPO experiment name versus experiment name. I mean, that's what it's doing, and this is how it had it when I first loaded it. So training log model, params run.data.params, and the register model should be doing, this is importing correctly. An experiment is just a name. Interesting. I don't assume debugging will work. Let's see. Feel like I went the wrong direction with that. You exist from the directory I'm running you from. That's a problem I'm gonna have if I do that. Let's try to think. What? No. Problems. Terminal. Go away. Just Stack Overflow, MLFlow, Python. This is not MLFlow. Whatever. Yes, again, something's getting like a type that it's not expecting, but I don't have a good way to call that out, really. Because, let me see, so best run is returning, because it's doing what I feel like it should be doing, right? Best run is giving me all this information. Name, let's check out MLFlow register model doc. Registering a model. Maybe we can log model, but we haven't been doing that. We've been... Is this using the client? Oh, is this using MLFlow? Update, renaming, transitioning, listing and searching MLFlow models, archiving MLFlow model. No, none of them. That's actually what I wanted to do. Does it give us any hints in terms of, you can use the message, you can use the method search runs from the MLFlow to get the model of RSME to, you need to pass the right model URI in the run, in the name of the model. Make sure to choose a good one. Do I just, oh, this is so silly. Best RF model. Best, let's just not even do RF because this model. See, what are the names of the experiments to begin? Random forest, best models, whatever. Random forest, best model. I swear on my life, if that was the problem I was having. Oh God, these are gonna print. Don't print, please. Super behind. I mean, I already know the test RMSE, so I don't really need to keep going. Looks like it worked, but I just want to make sure it works. MLFlow. So I'm doing this course, right? Okay. Models, ML4 best, random forest best model. Yes, fantastic. Description, tag, schema, blah, blah, blah. Experiments. And we see random forest best model. You look at the model. This is the one, 2.295. That is not an option on here. That's really exciting. Let's go back. Let's see. There's a bunch of things open. Right here. Come closer. Test RMSE. Is that what it's asking for also? Let's close this. Test RMSE of the best model. Yeah, I mean, all the way up and down. 2.295. Test RMSE. I mean, I'll pull up validation RMSE. See if that's giving me something different. So validation RMSE of 2.451 is 2.45 on here. 2.45 is also not on here. That's not great. 2.295. I mean, I'm just gonna throw something and hope it works. I'll go with 2.18 since that's the closest. It's just lower. I'd rather go higher. Why though? Why is this happening? I mean, Best Run is returning a single model. Then I printed the thing with the run ID, so the run ID is the same between there to there. And we're describing the model. And what is the validation RSMA is 2.45, yeah, 2.29. Do I get a 2. I don't have a 2.3 on here, do I? No, I don't. I mean, it just could also be different versions of. I'm not going to waste my time. Go 2.18. Okay, question number 6 was model metadata. Now explore your best model in the model registry. What information does model registry contain about each model? If we go to our models, click over here. I don't know, I have 2 of these open. I've got registered at, modified, source run, so I can go exactly, to the source run. I can get like all the parameters from it. I can get all the metrics. So I mean, it connects it back really well, which is nice. Tags, description. So I got a registered at time, source experiment. I have that definitely. Version number. I have version 1. That's what's. Version number, model signature. What is a model signature? I mean, I have input-output schema. Is that model signature? Hey Google, what is a model signature? Machine learning. It's a pretty general term. That's not gonna. Model signature to me means like unique model identifier at the best, right? But that would be to me just like source run schema. I don't really see anything called model signature, so I'm going to go no. So I'm just going to go A and B. Version number and source experiment. submit the results. Let's go ahead and turn them in. Because I got stuff to do this weekend. All right. If you need to know, that's my email if you want to come hang out. So we got homework notes over here, 154 megabyte, 10 of max depth, 2.45 with HyperOPT, 2.18 because I couldn't get it. Let's check it one more time. Are we doing, is the RMSE getting a not RMSE, test RMSE squared false? Okay, so it is doing squared false. That's like the one thing I wanted to make sure of. Test train val, I have test train val. Really don't know why would be coming up as different. The options that I have. Version number. Ooh. I have version number and source experiment, but I can only do one at a time. I don't know what this model signature thing is, so it's definitely, like, these two are definitely true. Because I see version 1 here. Version 1. And you click into version 1, and you can see the source run. Right? So we know those two are true. I don't know what model signature is, but I'm guessing it's like in here, right? I would guess it's either like this, the ML, inputs and outputs of a model signature. Okay, all the above are true. Now we're going to where's my get ignore? Parquet. Let's do .parquet. That should get rid of those. Good. Anything else? It's like going to be large that I don't want. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Homework update. I can't spell. Sync changes. Push. Please work. Good. I've had a lot of problems with that too. Things are changing as I GitHub. If I go to that, no, it's the other direction. MLOps. MLFlow homework. My files are not here. Why are my files not here? Details. Was I doing everything? I was running everything. Oh, they are here. Utils. And then I got rid of data. Yeah, man. There's not going to be any... I mean, I guess they can see I did some stuff because there's an MO runs kind of folder in here. Learning in public link. How many times did I spend watching lectures and reading? So this is for the second. I'm going to go probably like spend a decent amount of time this week doing stuff. And how much time you spend on the homework? When did I start this? So 1.5 hours. Integer flow with dot delimiter. Got it. Do you have any problems? Test RMSE question number 5. Yeah. Homework. Could not replicate. And then homework is mostly running things in command line, so not much code to show. And Git, help us with facts. What is the problem? You put in fact, put the answer to the fact. Did I put a lot of things in the Slack this week. If I search my name, what'll come up? No, I don't want to. I'm looking for course in course MLOps Zoomcamp, Sam from MLFlow. With me, got it. Slack. No, I don't feel like doing it. Did not. Just leave it alone. Send me a copy. All right, great. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna submit it, and we're gonna go to the beach. Have a great weekend, everyone.